No, I didn't. That's what
We've
I've
done
told
it.
you.
If this error is proved by the Sheikh to not be an error,
No.
is that it then? Is that over? Or have you got a whole?
I think I know him. I used to see him before.
Can anyone read loudly in English? Sir, can you read
In English or
loudly?
Arabic?
Take off his mask.
In English.
Take off his mask.
What's the issue?
No, he's not going
What's
to.
the issue? Tell us the issue.
Well, once you read it,
You have no
I
belief.
know the Arabic. I know the Arabic. I know in Arabic.
We know the Arabic and I know the English. What's the problem with that?
are you coherent in Arabic or English?
Both.
Both. So which one you're more
The most in
coherent?
Arabic.
Arabic. Would you read it loudly then in English
What
as
is
well?
your belief?
Yes or no?
What is the point?
No.
You
Yes
have no
or no?
point. Exactly, Sheikh.
Anyway, I just wanted to say to everyone
Yes,
here.
that's
Oh,
right.
no, no, don't take
I
over. We are
want
having
it to everyone. By the way, I just
No.
want to mention this to everyone.
You tried
Yeah.
your best. You
Yeah.
tried your best.
Yeah,
You did
that
well.
was
You
good
did
stuff.
well. You did
All
well.
right, you want to?
You did well.
Step
You tried your
aside.
best.
Aye.
Look,
Tried your best.
Brother.
Let him read. Let
You are
him.
failing into a trap.
No.
Brother.
because I know this is not
Brother.
Let him read. Why are you telling him off?
Bye.
No. Read out. Read out.
He has nothing to say. He has nothing.
Don't worry. That's all right. He understands.
Allah says.
Brother.
Look, he's teaching you. He's teaching you.
By the way.
Listen to this. Listen. No, sir.
Listen.
You see, why stopping him?
Wait, one second.
Why stopping him?
Brother.
He has no aqidah. He has
I feel like I'm on both
Can I
selectors.
talk to you, brother?
I know him.
Brother.
Let the Sheikh make a statement, brother.
Do you know?
Get more out of the Sheikh.
Listen.
There's no benefit.
Can I say to you
Yeah.
something? Say, brother.
You don't want me to take it from
Brother.
Yes,
Yes. By the way.
he has.
By the way.
He's an adult. He's an adult, isn't he? Small nose.
Listen.
Adult.
What is?
He's an
Have you
adult.
asked him what is the point?
At least you're making
It's
claims
all
now.
right.
At least
We
you're
will
making
get.
claims.
We will get to the
He's
point.
saying that you cannot marry, you can't marry.
No, read out. Read the English.
Prohibited to you for marriage are
Who? Your mothers. Thank
You
you.
cannot marry your mother.
Thank you.
That's your error in the cross.
Wait a minute.
You want to marry your mother?
Wait a minute.
You want to marry your mother?
sisters,
Wait a minute.
Your father's sisters, your mother's sisters, your brother's daughters, your sister's daughters, your milk mothers who nursed you, your sisters through nursing, your wife's mothers, and your stepdaughters under your guardianship or of your wives into whom you have gone in, and as prohibited.
So you bring the good version
The
then.
wives
You
of
quickly
your
bring the good
sons,
version.
the wife of your sons, who are from your own loans, and that you take in marriage two sisters simultaneously, except for what has already occurred. Indeed, Allah is
Indeed, Allah is ever forgiving and merciful. All right.
So
The
now-
point here is
Okay.
this. When this was revealed to Muhammad, please. Allahu Wasallam. Okay. When did,
in Medina?
when?
In Medina.
10 years after his hijrah or
No.
before or when?
Okay.
No,
the
no,
way-
okay. Say
the
it,
way-
please.
Since everyone here, people are addressing me. Sorry for jeopardizing that.
Now, when
I
was
think it
this
was over
revealed?
By the way,
Was this
by the way
revealed
to everyone. By the way to everyone. By the way to everyone.
This
By the way
one
to
revealed
everyone.
to Arab Muslim, yes?
Yeah. So basically,
So
here
they were
at the
doing this
time
kind
of
of
the
activities,
pre-Islamic
yes?
time. Yeah, give me because they're gonna listen to me.
So they were doing this kind of thing, yes?
No, there wasn't.
They weren't doing this kind of thing.
No, this is to everybody, not just to the
To
Arabs.
Chinese, to Japanese, yes?
You did very well.
Okay.
You did
So,
very well.
wait a minute. Now
Okay, now
No,
the
okay.
the brothers from the cameras, please turn to here, please.
Oh, there you go. Take the audience.
Yeah, please.
Histrionic,
My audience.
histrionic personality.
My audience. Muslim channels. Our audience.
What's the question? You didn't answer.
Okay. Now I wanted to mention something. Yeah. By the way, I wanted to mention something to everyone. When Allah Azza wa Jal has revealed the Quran upon the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, it was revealed over 23 years. Over 23 years. From the first revelation until the last day of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Within these over 23 years, alayhi salatu wasalam, he taught people many things. So Islam, that's from the mercy of Islam. Islam wasn't catering for only Muslims. For only Sunni Arabs at that time. Wasn't catering for the Arabs at that time. The Arabs, They never had, you know, a marriage to their own sisters or their mothers. But in some other cultures, they had it. In some other cultures, they have the two brothers, they will marry one woman. In other cultures, they will have other things. Yeah? And even currently, we hear as well certain things like that. And they don't call it incest. Even in some other culture, which is like a brother and sister marrying each other. So Islam wasn't catering for the Arabs at that time. Islam is catering for the humanity, making a laws that these laws applicable all time, throughout the time and all places. Why? Because Allah Azza wa Jal is the creator of the heavens and the earth, and Allah Azza wa Jal wanted guidance for us. So when Allah Azza wa Jal has sent this, His idea to say, if this thing wasn't happening amongst the people, why God will raise it up to mention these things? Don't marry your mother, don't marry your sisters, don't marry your nieces, don't marry this and that. Why God is saying this? Because already people, they don't do it. Why God is opening the minds of the people talking about this? That's his plot. That's where the brother said, I said to the brother, don't read it, because at the end of the day, it's not about not reading. We know what the Quran is. But Islam is not catering just only for the Arabs or some cultures who feel disgust from these things. There are other cultures, beliefs, and as well it is allowed for them to do these things. So Allah Azza wa Jal catered for all the humanity to say to them, don't marry your sisters, don't marry your mothers, don't marry even your breastfeeding mothers, the one who breastfeed you, we are not allowed to marry them. Or even your sister from breastfeeding as well, we are not allowed to marry. Which means, if a woman breastfeed a child 5 times, then in that case, this child become muharram, become haram on her, become like her own child, and even her own children from her own as well will be brothers and sisters for that child. Why? Because this is the rulings of Allah Azza wa Jal, and the ruling of Allah Azza wa Jal, and Allah Azza wa Jal has revealed this in the Quran, confirmed by the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So that's something which we need to understand, my brothers and sisters, and not fall into the trap of those ones wanted to say these things wasn't there. It wasn't there. Why Allah has to bring it up to the minds of the people? No, it was there, and it was already in the minds of the people throughout the time. It was already in the mind of some people. They have it. Some cultures, they have all of these disgusting things. Yeah, and Allah Azza wa Jal, when Allah has sent this message and sent the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for us, send as well to guide the people to the right path, not just only Tawheed. Along with Tawheed as well, and part of the Tawheed as well, the rulings of Islam, and even the marital relationship between husband and wife, and everything that is related to it. So Islam catered for all the people, and Islam as well came as well to bring the people from the darkness to light. From the darkness to light. The darkness of being misguided, following false prophets, following falsehood, to the light of guidance of Allah Azza wa Jal, and the guidance of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that is the idea behind all of that. So always we have to understand this. We have to understand where we stand as Muslims, and we have to follow the guidance of Allah Azza wa Jal to the best of our ability. And you should know, there is no single rule in Islam, except that there is a wisdom behind it, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows the wisdom behind it. And alhamdulillah, we live in a time that we appreciate all the wisdoms behind all the rulings of Islam. May Allah Azza wa Jal unite us all guide us all to the Quran and the Sunnah, and unite us all with our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Jannat al-Firdaus. Wa Jazak Allah Khair. Just wanted to mention this to everyone, inshallah. May Allah reward you and bless you all, my brothers and sisters. Jazak Allah Khair. Allah yabarak fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.